Hey, remember when AI were the bad guys? YouTube has a problem. Lately, YouTube feels completely flooded with AI content. Every day, it's another video claiming artificial intelligence is replacing everything. Creativity, jobs, even human thought itself. And a lot of it looks impressive at first glance, but the more you pay attention, the more deceptive it feels. Much of this content is being produced with minimal effort, AI-generated scripts, AI voices, recycled ideas, yet it's being pushed harder than ever because it performs well. People are profiting off fear, hype, and automation while the platform fills up with videos that say very little but dominate the algorithm. And the real problem isn't AI itself, it's what this kind of content is doing to YouTube. How it rewards shortcuts, buries thoughtful work, and makes it harder to tell what's actually worth watching anymore. Think you can tell the difference? Well, that whole intro was written by ChatGPT. I wonder how many of you could tell the difference. I would never use the word content that much. Ugh, fucking robots, man. I hate that I just had to use that to make a point, but we're living in a sort of tech revolution nowadays. It's become so commonplace. With the explosion of AI across all kinds of different mediums, you're seeing it constantly in brands and marketing. This little tag, powered by AI, as if that fucking means anything. It's become a buzzword to be a wink wink nudge nudge to the investors in the company like, yeah, look at us, we're hip and with it and know what's going on. Please don't leave us behind, please. And it's all just gone way too far, specifically in the world of advertising, to the point where entire ads that would need to be shot with, human beings are just being 100% AI generated. The most prominent ones I've seen are this Coca-Cola ad, which, yeah, when a name like Coca-Cola is going 100% AI, that feels kind of noteworthy. And these horrific dog shit looking Kalshi ads that I keep getting all over YouTube. I don't know about you guys, but this isn't funny or quirky to me. It's like apocalyptic and fucking creepy. I've always seen commercials as an opportunity for expression, You're still selling a product, but there are clever and creative ways to fit those parameters. There are ads that have become cultural touchstones in and of themselves, even becoming more popular than the product they're selling. Where's the beef? Fucking hilarious. Where is that beef, am I right? So all this to say, the conversation around AI has changed significantly, and I don't think for the better. While it used to be funny to kick my Roomba when it tries to eat one of my shirts, now I have to be legitimately concerned that one day it'll get a firmware update that allows it to talk to my fridge and microwave, and they'll all scheme up to strangle me in my sleep. How we used to talk about AI actually seems a bit more level-headed. There was a legit concern that an over-reliance on things to work and live and think for us would harm the human race, make us soft and easily manipulated by powerful forces looking to exploit the population's ignorance and laziness. What's that TikTok logo doing there? So let's go a bit into the past and see a movie about Will Smith fighting against an evil robot takeover, because I think that's just what I need right now. Before there was AI in our commercials, our art, our discourse, our fucking water. It's always someone who looks like this, isn't it? Yeah, keep crossing your arms.
Do you use ChatGPT when raising your baby?
I do. I cannot imagine having gone through that, like figuring out how to raise a newborn without ChatGPT.
What are you talking about? God, we're so fucked. Are we cooked? Chat, is the human race cooked? Oh, okay. I actually feel kind of better. I think, therefore, irobot. From the director of The Crow, and knowing, comes iRobot, a sci-fi detective murder mystery futuristic action. Alright, it's a lot of things. But mainly it's a Will Smith vehicle. So let's dive in, literally, because we start the movie in a brain? Underwater? Where the fuck are we? A Jimmy Neutron brain blast? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, underwater. We get greeted by either some giant floating letters or the weirdest shaped fish I've ever seen. They spell out to us Asimov's 3 rules of robotics, which will be an important part of this movie that they're going to repeat like 10 times anyway, so you really don't need to read this. And we see Will Smith in a bit of a pickle. He's stuck in a car underwater. Oh no, Will Smith is gonna die. He looks over, he sees a little girl. Oh no, she's gonna die. The tension is only increased with bubbles. There's a lot of bubbles. He wakes up sleeping with a gun on him, and we're told it's the future. And we know it's the future because the ceiling fan has 1 blade on it. Innovation that excites people. It's always funny seeing how movies from different times portray the future. Like, yes, in the 2030s, everyone will still be rocking 90s leather coats and early 2000s sunglasses. Fashion choices that are truly pillars of the human race. So, over the course of a few scenes, we're introduced to Will Smith's character, Detective Spooner. Spoon, for short. On the list of names to call our super cool robot-fighting, crime-solving detective action man, Spoon does not come to mind. That name isn't exactly screaming action star, no? Spooner, like the joke name of the street on Family Guy. I mean, maybe I wouldn't have such a problem with it if they didn't say it constantly. Like, it's not a cool name to keep pummeling us with. Shut up, shut the fuck up! So this is Del Spooner, which sounds like the name of a Spanish yogurt place. He's got a checkered past, loves his grandma Gigi, and Converse brand deals.
Converse All-Stars, vintage 2004.
Nice one, Will. Way to sneak that in there. But if there's one thing about him you need to know, it's that he fucking hates clanker robots. And you know what? Yeah, I'm on his side. I don't want these stupid, gear grinding, number crunching, smoke stacking, oil chugging, power sucking, data scraping clankers in my neighborhood. Fuck you, Rodney Copperbottom. Which is funny because part of his arc in this movie is all about learning to overcome his robophobia and that not all robots are bad, just the bad ones are bad. An arc that becomes heavily compromised when you take a look at the fact that this movie is literally about stopping an evil robot takeover, so I don't know. No, not all robots are bad, just those robots are bad. You know, those. Like, I don't know what the lesson is here. So Spoon Man heads outside and has a mercifully brief interaction with a young Shia LaBeouf, whose character is annoying. Thankfully, he just kind of babbles at us for a bit and then fucks off for pretty much the rest of the movie. I really thought he was going to be a ride-along sidekick guy. Feels like we dodged a bullet there. Thank you, Robo-Jesus. We have a quick scene to reinforce how much Spooner is suspicious of these robots. He tackles one he thinks is committing a crime, only for it to turn out that it's a big misunderstanding. Gosh, Spooner, if only you could get over your prejudice and blindly succumb to the will of the techno overlords like the rest of us. You asshole. He gets scolded by his superior officer at work, and this is where we learn that no robots have ever committed any crimes ever. What? Not even by accident? No court cases at all? Wow. Ever? Ever? I wish the same could be said for the real world. So Spoon Man gets sent on a case where he interacts with an AI doctor. Yeah, okay, maybe this movie got some things right. The way college kids are using ChatGPT nowadays, this is pretty much the help I expect to be getting in a few years. It turns out that this doctor is actually an AI remnant of a real person that was murdered, pushed through the glass of his ridiculously large building where these robots are manufactured. Okay, so this movie's gonna be a mystery uncovering how it was actually one of the robots that did it, and that's the big twist, and oh shit, there he is! Get his ass! That was quick. We're introduced to like the inventor of these robots, which is this hyper rich, hyper white Elon Musk type laminated face inventor guy talking to Will Smith about prejudice, and it just feels like don't make comparison to slavery and robots. It's just a fun little movie, man. We're introduced to Spooner's actual number 2 for this movie, femme fatale lady played by Bridget Moynihan. Apparently her name is Susan Calvin, fucking news to me, and she's super into robots. Loves them. Can't get enough of them. Loves him so much that she's cold, unfeeling, kind of a bitch for no reason at times, and even performs like an android trying to muster some form of human emotion. Now that's thematic subtext right there. Will Smith is his usual charismatic self, a byproduct of any movie casting Will Smith, but I'm a little confused on how I feel about the Will Smith-isms in this movie.
You know, somehow, I told you so, just doesn't quite say it.
Like, he does a good job, but I feel like the character and the tone of this movie is almost completely pushing up against Smith's on-screen personality here.
There's no way my luck is that bad.
The character of Spooner is a loner, damaged, going through a divorce, and has a simmering anger to him because of his traumatic past. So to have him busting out the "oh hell nah" here and there just feels a little, well, it's a take on the character for sure. It's almost like they asked him to do his Men in Black or Independence Day thing a bit here, just because it's a sci-fi movie and he's saving the world again. I'm curious how this movie would look with a different lead, but something tells me it wouldn't have nearly as much personality to it, for better or worse. Oh cool, yeah, here's Susan explaining the 3 laws again. Guess we really didn't need that text at the beginning, huh? So they're chatting when, oh my god! The depths to which this face disturbs me is indescribable. This movie was nominated for an Oscar for Best Special Effects. Best Special Effects. This face. I have 1 million questions about that, but my main one is just, why? Why does he have lips? He looks like a fucking jump scare from Courage the Cowardly Dog. Why does he have person eyes? This movie coasts along at a pretty good pace, but every now and then it just has a randomly very stupid line.
Robots building robots. Well, that's just stupid.
What? How? Isn't that how, like, everything is built? What are you talking about?
Well, then I guess we're gonna miss the good old days when people were killed by other people.
Why would you miss people killing people? Isn't it more tragic if a person is evil enough to kill another person? And they were proud of this line too. It was in the trailer.
When people were killed by other people.
Am I thinking too much into this? I don't know.
My robot.
My god, the texture of their faces is like a creepy jelly membrane. I hate everything about it. Oh, they speak! And then there's this unintentionally hilarious shot. Why was it framed like that?
I like your shirt.
Thank you.
Okay, I almost get why the robots were designed and modeled after people, but did they need to be designed with fucking super strength, speed, and agility? Like, nobody thought twice about this? Oh, but they've never committed a crime. Shut up. I mean, this one was just sprinting down the street at full speed. You're telling me it never knocked into some lady who felt like suing the company? I mean, come on.
Oh, this is nice suspect. It's a can opener, for Christ's sake.
A can opener. A can opener? Well, that can opener just split this door in half like it just took it to prom night, but, you know, yeah, sure, a can opener. Hi, robot. Don't wink at me. An interesting concept in this movie that's kind of played around with is that idea that one day a robot just kind of evolves. Blade Runner 2049 does something similar, and I think that it's actually a really cool idea, having us question what life is, our definition of what a species could be. If a life form evolves on its own and can reproduce itself, seems to be sentient, can feel and think and dream, isn't it alive? But turns out it didn't just happen. Sonny was actually programmed to be this way by that doctor guy. This is the focal point of probably the best scene in the movie, where Sonny is interrogated by the police, and we get the feeling that oh shit, this thing really is alive. It almost exaggeratedly feels every possible feeling within the span of like a few seconds. It feels guilt, fear, remorse, anger, and like has a very human reaction to being interrogated. He feels vulnerable. It really ingratiates us to Sonny as a character very quickly. Can a robot write a symphony? Yeah.
Can a robot write a symphony? Can a robot turn a canvas into a beautiful masterpiece?
It's a version of a scene that we've all seen a million times before and that I hate. Can a robot feel love? No. Next question. It's just one of those tropes that I don't find engaging, and so many sci-fi movies get so up their own ass about with this concept. Even when done well, I'm like, ugh, shut up. But it's done well and a little differently here. The movie doesn't spend too long contemplating these big, complex emotions. I don't know, can robots dream of electric sheep? Who cares? The movie compares the AI robot to Frankenstein in a way that's meant to evoke a creation confronting its creator, looking for answers, but I prefer to see it as a monstrous combination of stuff from various people without their permission or consent. The robots have ghosts? No.
I've always been ghosts.
A what in the what? So Spooner starts poking around looking for answers and bobs around this Resident Evil mansion for a bit. We get a jump scare fake out, classic, until he gets attacked by a transformer.
This relationship just can't work. I mean, you're a cat, I'm black.
Why did he say that? So he saves the cat, which I think is something characters are supposed to do a little sooner in the story, and escapes the clutches of the evil construction robot. Man, everyone's so pissed at Will Smith for hating robots, but it's like, they're not people.
Can opener, for Christ's sake.
They're not integrated into society like people. They don't attempt to do anything human beyond Sonny, and he just got here. Like, would you be so pissed off if a guy was prejudiced against your fridge? I mean, sure, it would probably get a little annoying after a while, but if you're gonna be weirdly hateful, sure, yeah, hate the fridge. What do I care? I mean, it's a little different because he's accusing the fridge of murder and tackling the freezer carrying a purse outside. I'm losing the metaphor. I'd like to take a second to talk about this pie scene for a minute, because I actually think it's a beautiful metaphor for generative AI and AI art in general. It's very telling. Spooner is given a pie under the pretense that it was made by his Gigi. He eats it, she asks how he likes it, and he says it's great. Gigi then, in her most sinister move yet, reveals the pie was not made by her, but in fact was baked by a pie robot. This is interesting for a few reasons. Many people are trying to argue for the use of generative AI in art. The fact that Spooner liked the pie goes to show that robots are inherently capable of creating something of value. He gets the pie, he eats the pie, he enjoys the pie. You use ChatGPT to make a picture. The picture looks good. You enjoy the picture. So therefore, AI does have artistic capabilities, right? If it can make a pretty picture, what's the problem? I mean, sure, you could argue that the thumbs look a little weird or that it's not really grandma's face, but if it's close enough and she can't really see anyway. But no, there's a key difference here, and it's because you don't stop to think about where that picture came from. To get into that, you need to understand a little bit about how these types of AI systems work, which I'll admit I'm no expert on. Essentially, in order to make this image from your prompt, it goes online and starts collecting images and art that it considers to be relevant or similar in a process called data scraping. Then it copies elements from these images into an amalgamated kind of hodgepodge of an image to mixed results. Okay, so what's the problem? Well, I'll tell you the problem. The problem is that these images and these pieces of art all came from artists. Artists that put time and effort and talent and training and resources into their work are now having their shit copied and stolen without credit. That's not right. right? So sure, Spooner, the pie might be good, but where do those ingredients come from? Did the pie robot go next door and rob the neighbor for blueberries? Did he take wheat from a struggling farmer hoping to pull a bountiful harvest to feed his kids? Did he steal an old family recipe from some renowned chef without his knowledge? I mean, they probably just got it out of Gigi's fridge, but there's fucking layers to this. And finally, you get the camp of people who go, well, who cares? It's a pretty picture. I don't care where it came from. It's funny to make myself look like an astronaut, or to make my buddy Greg look like he was there at the Capitol on January 6th. And the long story short version is that it should matter. There's a larger conversation to be had here about information and deep fakes and that fucking stupid AI actor horseshit. But at the end of the day, art is one person communicating something to another through some form of expression, whether that's an image, film, performance, poetry, and that should matter. When you remove the human element, it no longer becomes art, it becomes only a product. And sure, there are commercial aspects to art. There are major industries run through art. And more often than not, the creation of art is a balance between commerciality and authenticity. But when you completely remove that authenticity, this is what you're left with. It's hollow, it's dull, it's lazy, it's theft, and it's inhuman. And it's here to stay. So anyway, here's Spooner threatening to pie a guy in the face.
Sir, hold it or wear it.
Why do they keep making Sonny look directly into the camera? Do they know he'll haunt my nightmares? Oh, Mr. I Hate Machines, suddenly letting the car drive itself. You hypocrite. It's actually an interesting little hint to a character thing that'll be revealed later on, basically saying that for as much as Spooner hates these robots, he's still happy to benefit from the technology when it's most convenient, kind of relying on it. Like, he might hate it, but he's still got a robot delivering his mail, driving his car, you know? Some people might see that as an inconsistency, but I think it kind of makes it more complicated. It's cool. But anyway, he's driving down the highway at Mach speeds when he's suddenly attacked by a group of corrupted robots hopping out of a Phantom Menace MTT thing.
You are experiencing a car accident.
Yes. Yes, I am.
I gotta say, in a world where every car on the road is self-driving, surely they could have come up with a more clever way to kill this guy than just throwing fuckers at him.
I'll beat a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
All right, Will, you're acting, remember? That being said, it's a pretty fun and memorable action sequence, even if the physics are questionable. Spooner is able to fend them off, crashing his own car in the process. One of the robots survives. Well, survives implies that it was alive in the first place. One of the robots is still active and gives him a little arm scritch, revealing, he robot! Lots of shots of shit spinning in this movie. Did the director block this out while on like a fucking teacup ride?
And on it spins.
After taking care of the robot, Spooner's boss shows up to gaslight him some more about how robots are actually super chill. You gotta relax, man.
What robots?
Dude. Are you serious? What exactly do you think happened? I just decorated the freeway with robot corpses and crashed my car for fun? Again, if the robots were trying to lean into this and frame Spooner for looking crazy, there was probably a more subtle way of getting rid of him. Isn't that what robots are known for? Efficiency? But nah, not here. I mean, Spooner doesn't exactly help his case by screaming like a lunatic when being accused, so, you know. Anyway, we finally get his big crybaby backstory on why he hates robots. Something that I feel like I was on board with without the story, but here we go. So we cut back to that underwater dimension we started the movie in, and turns out Spooner was in a car wreck involving another vehicle, and rather than saving a little girl from drowning, the robots saved him instead, seeing that the odds of his survival slightly outweighed the girl's. Girl drowns, he lives, fuck robots from that point on.
This was hers.
Yes, very sad. How did you get that? It's interesting that the cause of the crash was a driver falling asleep at the wheel, something that is very human, very preventable with self-driving robot cars. But instead of blaming the guy, the human element in the accident, he goes out of his way to blame the robots. It shows a flaw in his reasoning, and if this wasn't a Will Smith sci-fi action movie, maybe somebody would call him out on this. But instead, Bridget Moynihan is just like... So the two of them go and have a chat with Sonny again, who why does he have a tongue? What does he need that for? Spooner tries out a sick comeback that he just heard on the 5th grade playground.
I'm sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit.
Good one, man. And they confront Elon Musk, the robot creator man, and it goes fine. Spooner decides, hey, I was almost just murdered by an armada of killer robots. This sounds like a great time to split up again. While she sticks behind to decommission Sonny, and...
Will it hurt?
Well, fuck. Shit. I mean, I guess I don't want him to die. Alright. All of the movie's design choices, the human face, the lips, the blue eyes, the tongue are all paying off, because whatever they did to get me to sympathize for Sonny in this moment with this line right as he's facing death, I care. I said it, I care about this fucking toaster. Anywho, right as Sonny faces death, Spooner uncovers a robot race war breaking out. The newer models are violently decommissioning the older models with their bare hands all over town. It's a bloodbath, an oil bath, and we get into full robo-revolution. Will Smith goes full Matrix mode, doing a slow-mo double pistol trench coat motorcycle jump. Shia LaBeouf returns, for like a second to lead an army of humans against the robots. Okay, all right, yeah, get out of here. And everyone starts to throw down. So Spooner, Sonny, and the lady all break into the big corpo building to confront the Elon Musk guy, and he's dead. No, shit. Turns out the robots aren't evil. The robots controlling the robots are evil, with the building's AI Vicky being revealed as the big master computer mind behind the whole scheme. It gives a bullshit speech excuse as to how it was able to break its Asimov's 3 laws of robotics. No, hear me out. We're actually really better for humanity. In a way, we're saving it from itself. Which is a way for the movie to not put any effort into explaining why it's evil or give any kind of clever explanation for it doing what it's doing. In a standoff, Sonny looks like he's gonna side with Grok, but he quickly shoots Spooner a wink, which I know is supposed to be cute, but just sends a shiver down my spine. And Spoon Man has his big moment of trusting Sonny, so they kick some ass together. They do some more sci-fi action shit where they need to hack into some mainframe to do a whatever. Beep, 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 beep. I'm in. Camera does another weird spin move. And Sonny's given a chance to redeem all robots in the eyes of Spooner by saving Lady instead of him, allowing Spooner to stab the AI with a thing to upload a thing to save the thing. Yay. He gives one final bad one-liner.
You have so got to die.
The fuck was that? What are you, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer? And the three bask in the glory of their victory. Sonny reveals that the old scientist asks Sonny to kill him, which was the first step in making him sentient.
Are you going to arrest me, detective?
Oh, technically, you can't commit murder, can you?
Well, that's a horrific statement. No, Will Smith, don't shake hands with the robot now! So Spooner learns his moral that there's good robots and bad robots, and yeah, AI is a tool, and like any tool, can be used responsibly or irresponsibly, except when that tool gains sentience and tries to take over the world. And Sonny becomes Robot Moses, hinting at the fact that not only will robots all one day gain sentience, but the ability to construct organized religion. Should we let them do that? I'm sure that'll go great. The end. So overall, iRobot is a very fun time with very upsetting implications. A sweet little time capsule of when Hollywood thought AI was a warning, a threat, and something to not be relied on. Though it kind of simplifies the conversation by just placing the blame all on a psycho killer computer infecting robots with a murder virus, so I'm not really sure what the takeaway here is. What's the lesson again? So long story short, AI is here to stay. And listen, that's fine. Like anything, it's a tool. People can use it to be lazy, and people can use it to better inform themselves. But when it comes to forms of self-expression like art, speeches, or even writing an email, having AI involved kind of defeats the point, no? Especially when you're talking about a platform like YouTube, whose slogan literally used to be broadcast yourself, not broadcast a homogenized slop content rage bait video for ad revenue. Having people post fully AI-written, AI-generated videos not only poisons the well and buries real videos of real people's thoughts, opinions, and ideas, but it's antithetical to the reason YouTube was created in the first place. For people to connect, express themselves, and create. It's a daunting thing to think about. We live in a world where, yeah, people are over-relying on these tools. I think it's perfectly fine to use as a springboard to bounce ideas off of, or as a search engine, something to assist in your thought process, not outright replace it. If AI does your job for you, cleans your apartment, buys your groceries, and, Lord, raises your kids, how much of you is left? Anyway, I'll leave that up to you. If you enjoyed the sweet sound of my human voice and want to see more of my stuff before I let ChatGPT automate making videos for me, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, give me a like, and stick around for some more nonsense. Check out my other stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye, robot. Get it? Do you get it?